Stop what you're doing right now, because this isn't just another SEC matchup. This is LSU. This is South Carolina. This is Kim Mulkey versus Dawn Staley. And when these two powerhouses collide, the entire women's basketball world feels it. Before the ball even goes up, the tension is thick. The arena is shaking. The cameras are locked in. And Kim Mulkey steps onto that floor with that signature confidence, knowing full well this isn't just about one game, it's about pride, rankings, and sending a message to the... South Carolina walks in with championship swagger. LSU stands ready to defend its house. And when these programs meet, fireworks are guaranteed. If you love elite competition, high-level coaching chess matches, and rivalry energy at its absolute peak, you're in the right place. So do me a favor, smash that like button if you ride with LSU or South Carolina, subscribe so you never miss these explosive breakdowns, and drop a comment right now. Who takes this rivalry, Mulkey or Dawn Staley? If you love women's basketball up, because what went down before LSU and South Carolina even tipped the ball was already electric. Before the first bucket dropped, before the roar shook the building, there was tension. There was pride. And there was Kim Mulkey standing at center court like a general preparing for battle. This wasn't this game. This was versus South Carolina. This was Kim Mulkey versus Dawn Staley. This was a rivalry that has defined women's college basketball over the last several seasons. And if you're new, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment right now. Who wins this rivalry long-term, LSU or South Carolina? Let's talk about it. The arena started 2 hours before tip-off. Fans in purple and gold poured through the gates, some holding homemade signs, others wearing glittering championship gear. The energy felt like March in February. When to media, the Tigers weren't just warming up, they were making a statement. Kim Mulkey walked out, catching outfit, as she always does, radiating confidence. Cameras followed her every step. She didn't rush. She didn't smile much. She scanned the arena like she was measuring the temperature of the room. Mulkey has built on intensity, on preparation, on fearlessness. And before this made it clear, LSU wasn't backing down. On the other side, South Carolina entered with that quiet dominance they perfected under Dawn Staley. Calm. Focused. Businesslike. But the pregame story was all about energy. LSU's guards were firing up shots from deep, swish after swish. The bigs were attacking the rim and layup lines with authority. Coaches barked reminders. Assistants adjusted spacing. Everything felt sharp. Then came the player introductions rehearsal. The lights dimmed slightly as arena staff tested sound and graphics. When LSU's starters were called out during practice run-through, the crowd exploded even before tip-off. You could feel that the fan base understood the magnitude of this one. Because beating South Carolina isn't just a win. It's a statement. But the rivalry between these two programs has become one of the fiercest in college basketball. It's physical. It's emotional. It's personal. There's history here. And Kim Mulkey knows history. She's built championship teams. She's won at the highest level. She understands momentum swings and rivalries can shift perception nationally. Before tip-off, Mulkey gathered her team near the bench. No microphones caught it clearly, but her body language told the story. Hands on hips. Leaning in. Direct eye contact. This wasn't about fear. This wasn't about hype. This was about discipline. Meanwhile, South Carolina continued their warm-ups with machine-like focus. Short passes. Crisp footwork drills. Repetition after repetition. Dawn Staley stood watching, arms crossed, occasionally stepping forward to correct position. Two different styles. Two powerhouse coaches. One massive stage. As tip-off neared, the building transformed. Music blasted. Lights flashed. Fans stood. LSU players formed a tight circle at half-court. Heads bowed briefly. Then came the final chant, loud, unified, confident. When Kim Mulkey broke the huddle, she clapped sharply and pointed toward the floor. It was time. The opening moments carried playoff intensity. Every possession felt amplified. The crowd reacted to every whistle. Every rebound was contested like it was the last of the season. LSU fed off the crowd early. Aggressive drives. Strong defense. Transition pushes. You could sense Mulkey wanted pace, wanted physicality. South Carolina responded the way champions do, calmly. They absorbed the early punches and settled into their rhythm. But what made this pregame and opening sequence so fascinating wasn't just basketball. It was posture. Mulkey coaching from the sideline, animated, instructive, sometimes demonstrative. She pointed out spacing, signaled defensive switches, and constantly communicated. Staley, across the court, observed with surgical precision. Measured adjustments. Controlled substitutions. Calm signals. The contrast was compelling. Midway through the first quarter, LSU went on a small run that shook the arena. Mulkey pumped her fist once, not wildly, but deliberately. She believed. And belief matters in rivalry. As the game progressed, the tension only grew. The physicality increased. Bodies hit the floor. Officials had to manage emotions early. But the pregame tone set the foundation. LSU wasn't intimidated. South Carolina wasn't rattled. By halftime, you could already tell this game would be remembered. The crowd never fully sat down. Every time South Carolina threatened to take control, LSU answered. And every time LSU surged, South Carolina steadied themselves. Mulkey continued working officials between whistles, not arguing wildly, but pressing her case strategically. She understands the mental chess game within the game. Pre-game interviews had emphasized toughness and execution. But in moments like this, execution meets emotion. The benches were alive. Assistant coaches were charting matchups. Players were standing during defensive possessions. Fans were chanting in waves. The rivalry has layers, recruiting battles, championship implications, national ranking. And all of that simmered under the surface from the opening tip. By the final minutes, fatigue mixed with adrenaline. Mulkey's voice never dipped. She continued directing traffic, calling sets, urging defensive intensity. When the buzzer eventually sounded, whether it was triumph or heartbreak, one thing was undeniable. The pregame energy wasn't manufactured high. It was real. This matchup felt different because both programs know what's at stake, not just standings, but legacy. Kim Mulkey understands that building a dynasty requires beating dynasty. And South Carolina represents exactly that challenge. Before tip-off, it was about tone. During the game, it was about execution. Afterward, it would be about reflection. But the pregame? That was about belief. Belief that LSU could rise. Belief that the rivalry remains alive. Belief that the SEC still runs through battles like this. If you watched those pregame moments closely, the warm-ups, the huddles, the intensity on Mulkey's face, you saw more than preparation. You saw hunger. And hunger drives championship. If you enjoyed this full breakdown and storytelling recap, make sure you like this video, subscribe for more LSU and South Carolina coverage, and comment below. Who has the edge in this rivalry moving forward? Because if this game proved anything, it's this. The war between LSU and South Carolina is far from over. And the next chapter might be even bigger. And that's what makes this rivalry different. It's not rankings. It's not just about SEC standings. It's about legacy. It's about pride. It's about two powerhouse programs refusing to blink. When Staley step onto the same floor, you're not just watching a game, you're watching a battle of championship DNA. Every adjustment matters. Every matchup feels personal. And if anything, it's that this rivalry is alive, intense, and nowhere near finished. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more LSU and South Carolina coverage, and drop your take in the comments. Who rivalry right now? I'm reading, and trust me, this conversation is just getting started. Until the next, stay locked in.